alternate measurement, alternate currency is really perfectly suited when we think about where advanced advertising is going for a couple of reasons. One, most alternate measurement sources that we're seeing in the market today are big data sources, right? They have millions and millions of set-top boxes or TV sets or some of these other data collection mechanisms behind it. So when folks want to come and match their first-party or third-party data to those data sets, it's matching big data to big data, which I think just gives a much higher level of fidelity. The other piece is, as we see the acceleration towards addressability in television and CTV and all those other pieces, we're going to need new forms of measurement to really understand why is that good, right? How is this driving forward advertiser strategy? And I think a lot of the new innovative players in the space are making a lot of great progress on that.
So one of the things that has been challenging for us as the industry sometimes is language and how we describe things. I would love, in your sort of leadership position in the industry, tell me how currency differs from measurement, at least how you define them differently.
Absolutely. For a very long time, I think they were the same thing. And we always talked about them interchangeably because it was just GRPs. That's all we traded against. That's all we measured with. But the world is changing. It's changing because of the fragmentation of viewership, new technology, and those things. When I think about measurement, right, that's where you can get really innovative. It's about demonstrating why is this media campaign benefiting my advertiser. Very basic stuff like cross-platform reach, cross-platform frequency. There's a bunch of folks doing that now. A few years ago, that would not have been considered very basic. But when you look at a lot of the new metrics that people are really kind of starting to chain together to understand how holistic convergent deals are really playing together for the benefit of the advertiser, that's great measurement innovation. Currency is what we use to actually trade against, right? It's what the guarantee is structured against. And there's a heavy operational element to a currency provider. They have to integrate into pricing systems and stewardship systems and all of those other things, especially on television, that are just kind of the plumbing for how media is transacted. We see players that are playing in both spaces. We see players that are playing in individual spaces. But I do think that we need to separate those concepts in our minds so that we can take best advantage of what each one of those things offers.
So in your leadership role, sort of establishing the roadmap for Paramount, what are the roles and what is your perspective on currency and measurement sort of going forward?
I think, so right now it's obviously very exciting, right? There's a lot of folks building very, very quickly. When all of this settles out, I think that we'll have several key players and that really publishers like us will be agnostic to who you choose. There will be broad publisher support for a basket of currency measurement providers, and the buy side will actually select which data set, based on its unique pros and cons, best fits their advertisers' needs and their advertiser strategy. And I think that's really where we're heading. The other piece of it is I think we're going to have an explosion of really interesting, and I know operations is one of those things that not a lot of folks talk about, but there's going to be a lot of, especially in legacy television, a lot of changes in the operation systems to handle these kinds of things. But that's inevitable, right? Once Nielsen 1 comes, everything's different anyway. So we're all going to rebuild our processes, our workflows, and our tech stacks, and I think that we're going to see a whole bunch of neat new things come out as a result.